The illusion of financial freedom, the greatest lie ever sold. The dream that was never yours. From the moment you took your first breath, the world had already decided your path. You were born into a system that handed you a script, one that billions before you had followed blindly. Work hard, get good grades, land a stable job, save money, and one day, you'll be free. It sounded simple, logical, even fair. Society glorified those who dedicated their lives to hard work, toiling away for decades with the promise of a golden retirement at the finish line. But let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a billionaire trapped in a cubicle? Have you ever seen the ultra-wealthy clocking in and out, waiting for payday? If hard work was truly the path to wealth, why are construction workers, laborers, and nurses some of the hardest working people struggling just to make ends meet? Because the system isn't built to make you rich. It's built to keep you chasing money, while the elite use money to chase power. The rigged game, why you were set up to lose. Think about it. Everything you've been told about money, success, and financial freedom was crafted to keep you playing by rules that were never meant to benefit you. You were told to chase a high-paying job. The wealthy chase ownership. You were taught to save money in a bank. The rich put money into assets that multiply wealth. You were conditioned to trade time for money. The elite trade money for time and control. Yet, the average person keeps running on the hamster wheel, believing that working harder will lead to freedom, while those at the top never work at all. If hard work was the answer, why do the rich get richer even when they do nothing? If saving money was the key, why does inflation eat away at your savings while billionaires keep multiplying their wealth? If financial freedom was just about being responsible, why does the system keep most people trapped in debt, taxes, and expenses they can never escape? Because the truth is, money was never the goal. The goal was control, the money trap. Why? You'll never win playing their game. You were led to believe that money is the prize at the end of a long, hard journey. But what if I told you money was never meant to be the goal? The wealthy don't see money the way you do. To them, money is simply a tool, a means to acquire power, influence, and assets to create even more wealth. While the average person spends decades working to accumulate money, the elite use money to acquire systems that generate wealth automatically. Here's how the system ensures you stay trapped. The salary illusion, keeping you dependent. Your job doesn't make you rich, it makes you dependent. No matter how high your salary is, you're still trading time for money. The moment you stop working, your income stops. Meanwhile, the wealthy don't trade time for money. They own businesses, real estate, stocks, and intellectual property. Things that make money without them lifting a finger. That's why they don't work. Their money works for them. The saving hoax, how inflation steals your wealth. You were told to save money, to put it in a bank for security. But what happens? Inflation devalues it every year. Your money loses power, while the wealthy multiply their fortune by investing in assets that appreciate over time. They don't save money. They move it into things that increase in value, stocks, businesses, real estate, and commodities. While you're stacking up money in a savings account, they're using your deposits to invest and get richer. The debt trap, why you'll never escape. The system encourages you to take on debt, but not the kind that makes you rich. The average person is trapped in debt that drains them: credit cards, car loans, student loans, mortgages. The wealthy, on the other hand, use good debt, money borrowed, to buy assets that make them richer. They use the bank's money to invest in things that generate more money, while the poor stay buried in loans that keep them working forever. The shift, how to think like the wealthy. The moment you stop seeing money as the goal and start seeing it as a tool for leverage, everything changes. Instead of chasing paychecks, chase assets. Instead of saving, learn to invest. Instead of working for money, build systems that make money for you. Because the real secret is this: money isn't power. Knowledge, leverage, and control are. The rich play the game differently. The question is, are you ready to stop playing by their rules and start playing to win? Next, how the rich use crises to get even richer. Now that you see the illusion, it's time to dig deeper. In this part, I'll expose how the financial system is rigged against you and how the wealthy use economic crises to transfer wealth from the poor to the rich. The system of financial slavery, the hidden chains you never noticed, the invisible prison you were born into. Imagine waking up every morning, rushing to work, trading hours of your life for a paycheck that barely covers your expenses. You work hard, pay your bills, save a little, and repeat day after day, year after year. You tell yourself that if you just work harder, if you just save more, if you just get that next promotion. But deep down, something feels off. You see people who work just as hard, sometimes even harder, yet they never seem to escape the cycle of stress, debt, and financial struggle. Meanwhile, The ultra-wealthy, they're playing an entirely different game. While you're stuck trading your time for money, their money is working for them, compounding, multiplying, growing, even while they sleep. So let me ask you, if hard work truly led to wealth, why aren't the hard people the richest? Because the system was never designed for you to win. It was designed to keep you running in circles, believing in an illusion, while those at the top control everything. The financial trap, how the system keeps you enslaved. The truth is, the middle class and the poor are not free. They are trapped in an economic machine that keeps them working, consuming, and obeying, but never truly escaping. This isn't an accident, it's by design. You trade time for money. Your job is nothing more than a modern form of slavery. The moment you stop working, your income stops. No matter how hard you work, there are only 24 hours in a day, which means your earning potential is always limited. The wealthy, they own assets, businesses, real estate, stocks that continue to generate money even when they do nothing. You're taxed at the highest rate. Most employees don't even realize that before they see a single dollar from their paycheck, the government has already taken a huge cut. The rich, they don't rely on salaries. They structure their income through investments, businesses, and legal loopholes that allow them to reduce, defer, or even eliminate taxes entirely. You were told to save money, but saving won't make you rich. The banks tell you to save money, yet they turn around and use your savings to invest and get richer. Meanwhile, inflation silently steals your wealth. Every year, your money buys less and less, while the wealthy park their money in assets that rise in value. You were taught to be a worker, not an owner. Schools never taught you about financial freedom, passive income, or wealth-building strategies. Instead, you were conditioned to be a perfect employee, to work hard, follow orders, and remain dependent on a paycheck until the day you die. And the biggest lie they sold you? That working harder will make you richer. The rules of the rich, how they escape the system. The wealthy play by a different set of rules, rules they don't teach in school, rules that the average person never learns. Instead of working for money, they understand that money is a tool, a weapon, a means to acquire power and control. Here's how they escape the system. They own assets, not just paychecks. The poor work for money. The middle class trade time for a salary. The wealthy own things that generate income for them. Billionaires don't work for salaries. They own businesses, stocks, real estate, and intellectual property things that make them richer without them having to work. They use debt to get richer. You were told that debt is bad, but that's only true for consumers. The rich use good debt, borrowing money to invest in income-generating assets. While you take on loans for cars and credit cards, they take loans to buy property, businesses, and investments that pay them back 10 times over. They don't save money, they multiply it. The poor and middle class save money in banks, where it loses value due to inflation. The wealthy invest their money, turning cash into assets that increase in value over time. They buy stocks, real estate, gold, businesses, anything that appreciates instead of depreciating. They leverage the system instead of being a slave to it. The average person fears taxes and just accepts paying whatever they owe. The wealthy hire experts to structure their wealth in ways that minimize taxation legally. They use trusts, corporations, deductions, and offshore accounts to ensure they keep more of their money. The game is rigged, but only if you don't understand how to play it. The Awakening, how to break free from the financial matrix. The truth is, escaping the system isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. Stop trading time for money. Start building income-generating assets. Stop saving money. Start investing it in things that grow in value. Stop seeing debt as a trap. Start using it as a tool for wealth creation. Stop playing by the rules of the poor. Start learning the strategies of the rich. Because the real secret is this: money isn't power. Knowledge, leverage, and control are. The question is, are you going to keep playing their game, or are you ready to start playing to win? Next, the ultimate financial power move. Now that you understand the system, it's time to learn how to use it to your advantage. I'll reveal the ultimate financial power move that the wealthy use to dominate the economy while the masses stay trapped. The secret strategies of the wealthy, how they own the system while others struggle. Why the rich play a different game. What if everything you were taught about money was designed to keep you trapped? Since childhood, you were told that financial success comes from working hard, getting a high-paying job, and saving money. You were led to believe that climbing the corporate ladder would eventually make you rich. But here's the cold hard truth. The rich don't follow the rules you were taught. They own the game itself. While the average person works for money, the wealthy use money as a tool to gain power. While most people trade their time for a paycheck, the rich build systems that generate money even while they sleep. And the difference isn't luck, it's strategy. If you want to break free from financial slavery, you need to stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like an owner. Here's how the wealthy truly build their empires. Assets over income. The power of ownership. Most people chase income. The rich chase assets, the illusion of job security. You were told that getting a high-paying job means you've made it. But here's the problem. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. You pay the highest taxes because your income is actively earned. You rely on a boss, a company, or an industry that could fire you at any moment. The system wants you dependent on a paycheck because that keeps you obedient. Now compare that to how the rich operate. The truth about wealth. The rich don't trade time for money. They own things that make money for them. They own businesses that generate profits, whether they show up or not. They invest in real estate that pays them rent every single month. They buy stocks and shares in companies that grow in value and pay dividends. They create intellectual property, books, patents, courses that sell without their involvement. That's why billionaires care more about equity than salary. They would rather own 10% of a billion-dollar company than earn a million-dollar paycheck. Because true wealth isn't in how much you earn, it's in what you own. Leverage, the art of using other people's resources. The poor and middle class believe they have to do everything themselves. They work long hours, try to save money, and attempt to manage everything alone. The wealthy don't work harder, they work smarter. How the rich use leverage to multiply wealth. They use other people's money, OPM. Instead of saving for 30 years to buy real estate, they use banks' money loans to buy assets now, assets that generate cash flow and appreciate in value. While the average person is afraid of debt, the rich understand that strategic debt makes them wealthier. They use other people's time, OPT. Instead of doing everything themselves, they hire experts to run their businesses, manage investments, and scale operations. They understand that time is the most valuable resource, and they buy back their time by building teams and systems. They use systems to create infinite scale. A worker can only work a certain number of hours. Their income is capped, but a system, like a business, software, or automation, can run 24/7, serving millions of people simultaneously. The average person exchanges time for money. The wealthy use leverage to make money without using their time. Control, the ultimate power move. The rich don't just own assets, they own the rules of the game. The wealthiest people in the world don't just build businesses, they control industries, they influence governments, they shape economies. How the rich control the system, they don't fear recessions, they profit from them. While the masses panic during financial crashes, the wealthy buy assets at a discount. They understand that wealth is transferred during economic downturns, from the fearful to the fearless. They create tax laws that benefit themselves, while employees pay taxes before they even see their paycheck. The rich use loopholes, deductions, and offshore accounts to minimize or eliminate taxes. They structure their income through businesses and investments, allowing them to reinvest wealth instead of losing it to taxation. They influence politics and policies. The ultra-rich don't just play within the system. They fund politicians, lobby governments, and shape policies that protect their wealth. They ensure that the rules of the game always benefit them. That's why the rich don't worry about financial crises. They engineer them and profit from them. Because the game was never about making money. It was about controlling money. The wealth formula. How to escape the system. Now that you know how the rich build wealth, here's how you can apply these principles to escape financial slavery. Stop trading time for money. Start acquiring assets. Stop fearing debt. Learn how to use it strategically to build wealth. Stop doing everything alone. Use leverage to multiply your income. Stop playing by the rules of the poor. Learn how the wealthy structure their finances, because at the end of the day, there are two types of people. Those who follow the system, working hard but never escaping. Those who understand the system, play the game differently, and build real wealth. Which one will you be? Next, the final piece of the puzzle. In the next part, I'll expose how the financial elite manipulate the economy, control the masses, and ensure that only a few ever reach the top. The mindset shift. How you can escape the financial trap. The truth they don't want you to know. You spent your whole life playing by the rules. Work hard, get a job, save money, and one day, you'll be financially free. But now, you see the truth. The system was never designed to make you rich. It was built to keep you trapped, chasing money but never truly owning it. So the real question is, how do you break free? The answer lies in changing the way you think about money, power, and control. Because the only way to escape the system is to stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like an owner. Here's how. Stop thinking like a worker. Start thinking like an owner. The worker's mindset. Chasing a paycheck. Most people are stuck in the same cycle. Wake up. Go to work. Trade hours for money. Get paid. Spend money on bills and expenses. Repeat until retirement, if they're lucky. They believe a higher salary means wealth, but that's an illusion. A job keeps you dependent. If you stop working, your income disappears. Salaries are taxed the highest, meaning the more you earn, the more you lose. Inflation erodes your savings, making your money worth less over time. Now compare that to the mindset of the wealthy. The owner's mindset, building income, producing assets. The rich don't trade time for money. They build assets that make money for them. They don't rely on salaries. Instead, they own businesses, stocks, real estate, and intellectual property that generate income even when they're sleeping. They don't save money, they invest it. While the average person hoards cash, which loses value, the wealthy put their money into assets that appreciate over time. They don't fear losing a job because they don't need one. Their wealth isn't tied to a paycheck, it's tied to ownership. If you want to escape the system, you must stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an investor. Instead of asking, how can I make more money? Ask, how can I own something that makes money for me? Learn the rules of money, because the rich play by different rules. The middle class believes money is about working harder. The rich know money is about working smarter. Think about it. Billionaires don't work 100 times harder than you. They don't have more hours in a day than you do. So why are they making 100, 1,000, even 1,000,000 times more money? Because they understand the rules of the financial system, the rules they never taught you in school. What the wealthy know that you don't? Money is a game of knowledge, not labor. If hard work alone made people rich, construction workers and nurses would be billionaires. But they're not, because money flows to those who understand how it works, not those who work the hardest. Taxes are optional for the rich. Employees get taxed first and paid last. The wealthy use loopholes, businesses, and investments to legally minimize or eliminate taxes. Inflation is a weapon used against the poor. The government prints more money, making your savings worth less over time. Meanwhile, the rich own assets, real estate, stocks, commodities that increase in value as money loses purchasing power. If you want to break free, you must educate yourself on money. Read books on investing, business, real estate, and financial systems. Study how banks, governments, and corporations manipulate money. Learn from the people who escape the system, not from those still trapped in it. Because in a rigged game, the only way to win is to understand the rules. Leverage what you have, because you don't need money to get started. Most people believe they can't escape because they don't have enough money. But the truth is, you don't need money, you need leverage. The wealthy don't use their own money to get rich. They use other people's money, OPM. They borrow from banks and investors to buy assets that generate wealth. Other people's time, OPT. They hire experts, build teams, and create systems so they can multiply their income without multiplying their effort. Other people's knowledge, OPK. They learn from mentors, books, courses, and networks, because wisdom is the shortcut to wealth. How you can leverage what you have right now. If you have skills and start a business, or offer services that generate income. If you have knowledge, teach, consult, or create digital products that sell. If you have connections that build partnerships, that open new opportunities. If you have nothing, then learn. Because knowledge is the one investment that pays infinite returns. Most people wait for the perfect time to start. The wealthy start with what they have and leverage their way up. Because the difference between the rich and the poor isn't money, it's mindset and strategy. Your choice, stay trapped or break free. Now that you know the truth, you have two choices. First, keep playing the game like everyone else, working for money, saving what little you can, and hoping for financial freedom one day. Second, change your mindset, learn the rules of wealth, and start playing the game like the rich, building assets, leveraging resources, and controlling money instead of being controlled by it. Which will you choose? Next, the final piece of the puzzle. In the final part, I'll expose how financial crises aren't accidents. They are engineered events designed to transfer wealth from the poor to the rich. The same pattern has repeated for centuries, and those who don't understand it will always be on the losing side. Stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and prepare to wake up from the financial matrix.